Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A former Holy Cross High School employee is under investigation, accused of secretly recording students in the locker room. This morning, what police are saying about that suspect.
San Antonio's Ethics Board dismisses a complaint against Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones. Why the board called it frivolous and who filed it. We'll break it all down.
And a woman is ambushed and shot in her car by 3 suspects. What police are saying about this and reaction from concerned neighbors. All right, happy Taco Tuesday. It's National Taco Day today.
Yes, we're going to be talking about our favorite tacos and obviously so much more. But first, with 76 degrees outside, you can't lose with that. Meteorologist Justin Horn, this is a bit warmer, though, than a couple of mornings that we've seen this week.
Good point. Yes, and it has to do with humidity, right? So we have a little more humidity in place. That humidity could turn into a few showers and some downpours this afternoon. Now, I'm not saying everyone's going to get rain, but our rain chances are at least there today. Let me show you what's going on outside right now. We've got mostly cloudy skies, again, indicative of an increase in humidity. 76 at the airport, 76 in New Braunfels. Bernie is at 66, so all these numbers are several degrees warmer than what we were dealing with yesterday. Just know it'll be kind of sticky and warm as you step outside this morning. We could get down into the low 70s eventually, but I don't think we get down into the 60s this morning. Let's talk rain chances now. By noontime, we start to bring in a small chance of rain. 1 o'clock, 20% chance of rain. And then by, say, 2 o'clock, 2 through roughly 7 p.m., we're going to put in a 30% chance of a shower or two. It'll be spotty rain. If we see anything today, most likely it's brief, it's quick, but it is in the forecast. We want to let you know about that. 92 will be the high temperature, and this is all driven by a weak frontal boundary that will slide south today. So this is the 2 o'clock hour. It does show some of those spotty showers in the hill country, and then by 4 or 5 o'clock, there's some of the activity perhaps around San Antonio, and then most of this will die down by 8 p.m. with another chance, small chance, of seeing a shower or two tomorrow. We're going to talk more about this forecast and talk about some really cool, at least mornings coming up by the weekend. More on that in just a couple minutes.
Alrighty, sir, thank you very much. First up this morning, a former Holy Cross High School employee is under criminal investigation, accused of secretly recording students as they changed clothes. San Antonio police say the 34-year-old man, who has not been identified, was also caught on camera having sex with another adult. Investigators say a staff member who shared an office with him spotted an alarm clock that appeared to have a camera lens. Inside, they found an SD card with footage of at least 3 students changing. The school fired that employee last week. In a letter to parents, the principal called the report credible and said the school took immediate action. Some families say they are still frustrated that they were not given more details.
Shouldn't happen. That's why you send them to a private school thinking that your grandkids or kids are going to be protected, and they're not. I mean, we don't know how long this has been going on.
So at last check, that suspect is not in custody.
This morning, 18-year-old Andrew Cantu is in jail in connection to the shooting death of a 14-year-old SAISD student. And you know that student is Simone Cuevas. Now, 3 other suspects face charges in connection with the death of Cuevas. Now, the surveillance video showed a group of 5 people following him as he left school last April. Police say that Cuevas was beaten before he was shot and killed near Brewer Academy. Bexar County court records show that Cantu taken into custody yesterday on a capital murder charge. And this morning, Spurs police say that a man has been arrested more than a year after a woman was found dead in her apartment. Officers traveled to Corpus Christi to take 37-year-old Aaron Declouet in custody. Now, he's accused of killing 42-year-old Lisa Snipes, who was found dead inside of her home on Palmera Apartments in 2023. Now, he was first arrested last year on a charge of tampering with evidence, and now a grand jury has indicted him for murder. He's being held in the Guadalupe County Jail on a $1 million bond.
The self-proclaimed dopest lawyer in town is now facing charges of drug possession and driving while intoxicated. San Antonio police arrested cannabis attorney Daniel Mailer on Saturday. Now, he bonded out on Sunday and is set to appear in court for the DWI charge next month. Meanwhile, last night, San Antonio's Ethics Review Board tossed out what its chairman called a frivolous complaint against Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones. The former vice chairman of the local Republican Party, who has since resigned to run for Congress, filed a complaint against the mayor back in July. So the portion that made it into the Monday hearing dealt with the use of the city seal and letterhead on a letter to top Democratic Party officials, promoting San Antonio as a possible site for their 2028 convention. A 6-member panel of the board unanimously agreed that there was not enough evidence that Mayor Jones had violated that ethics code. Afterward, the chairman said they don't want to become a gotcha board and told reporters the board gets a lot of petty things.
So if you look at some of the past complaints, a lot of them don't tend to hold water. You know, I saw this on somebody's website. I took a picture of this. I drove by a yard, it had a sign in it, and so it's like, oh, just because you're on one side of the aisle and they're on the other. That's what I feel sometimes when I see some of these complaints.
So before being elected mayor, Jones ran twice for Congress as a Democrat and was undersecretary of the Air Force under former President Biden. The mayor was not at the hearing, but called the complaint politically motivated in a letter to the board and pointed to comments the GOP official made to KSAT about dropping his complaint if the mayor also reached out to the Republican National Convention.
Now, she was ambushed with gunfire while sitting in her car. And this morning, San Antonio police are still looking for the shooters who got away in a white sedan. Police said that ambush happened while 32-year-old Kiana Mayberry was sitting in her car on Hickory Springs Drive near Babcock Road. They say that 3 men suddenly got out of a car down the street, snuck up to her, and then shot her repeatedly. She died at the hospital. Police got the call just before 11 on Sunday night. One neighbor who didn't want to show his face on camera says that the shooting also took him by surprise.
It's pretty crazy. You wouldn't think this would happen in this neighborhood, especially on the first block right here, especially in this neighborhood. But, you know, stuff happens.
Now, other neighbors were more scared than surprised. Understandably so. They did not want to talk about the shooting at all.
I have more headlines this morning. The U.S. Supreme Court is back in session, kicking off a new term that is already making headlines. Today, the justices are hearing a lawsuit from a Christian counselor challenging a Colorado law that prohibits therapy aimed at changing sexual orientation or gender identity. On Monday, the justices turned away more than 800 appeals, including one from Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's former associate. The court also heard a case out of Texas that could affect how far the constitutional right to a lawyer goes. Over the next several months, the court is expected to tackle some big issues, including President Trump's claims of presidential power, voting rights, and LGBTQ rights. It's now been 2 years since the deadly October 7th attack by Hamas that left about 1,200 Israelis dead and more than 250 taken hostage. Most have been freed, but Israel says 48 gunmen in Gaza remain in Gaza, and about 20 are believed to still be alive. Meanwhile, Israel and Hamas are meeting in Egypt to discuss a new U.S.-backed peace plan aimed at freeing all hostages and ending the war. Well, as we enter day 7 of the government shutdown, the Senate has made no progress in passing a funding measure. The effects of the government shutdown are being felt by many air travelers. Staff, like air traffic controllers, are considered essential. That means they must work and they are not getting paid. That has led to large numbers of staff calling out sick and shortages. According to San Antonio International Airport's website, flights in and out mostly seem to be on time and unaffected right now.
All right, 5:08 right now before we get to your current traffic conditions. Let's talk about this here just a little bit. School zone safety is a topic that we discussed when class started earlier this year, and an area we focused on was right there, the far north side off of 281. We told you in August about the hundreds of school zone violations along Evans and Bulverde roads, and the mother who founded the Johnson High School Smart Driving Program reached out to us after we aired our story. For years, she's been trying to get a tougher state law passed that would add more fines to drivers who use their cell phones. It would also restrict drivers under 18 years old and school bus drivers with minors in the bus from using their phones while behind the wheel.
At one time, like I said, then someone's kid doesn't come home. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it's just that's what happens every day.
Okay, coming up on GMSA at 6 o'clock, we did a ride along with Melinda Cox to see firsthand what the traffic is like during drop-off at the Hedda and Johnson High Schools to check out some of the challenges for students and drivers in that area. That story is coming up at 6 o'clock. Okay, let's give you an update on the current traffic situation right here because we're dealing with some ongoing construction. 410 at East Houston. Take a look at this situation. This is going to be our northbound lanes of 410. And you see from that TransGuide sign that we have the left lanes closed at this moment. So stay cautious. Give yourself a little bit more time if you're headed out to the east side of town. Wanted to show you now real quick. Let's see if we could advance the map here over to the northeast side of town because unfortunately, this construction did not pick up yesterday. I know we got a lot of messages, emails from folks wondering what exactly is going on here on the northeast side of town. They did not finish that work that they had planned to finish over the weekend. So we still have the main lanes 410 East from Starcrest 235 that are still shut down at the moment. And they say that they should pick up by later on this morning. So be prepared to still deal with this closure. 410 East, basically Starcrest to Austin Highway and 35. So that's going to be our biggest concern as you make your way out on this Tuesday morning. Let's check in with Alex for comments right now, see how things are looking on the roads.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. I'm checking out the northeast side as well, and you can see the crews are still working, so you do have to exit right there at Starcrest. I made my way to Austin Highway, and then from there I'm going to be able to get on 35 that way through Randolph Boulevard.
Okay, thank you very much for that update. Alex, Justin, how are we looking?
Thank you, RJ. That was a great story on Johnson, by the way. Great follow-up there. All right, let's take a look outside. We've got some clouds rolling in, some humidity this morning, and some good news on top of our rain chances today. We got some cooler mornings by the weekend. That forecast is coming up.
Good morning, San Antonio. Some hundreds of local nonprofits say that they're struggling and it needs more than all hands on decks to fix the issue. They say they now need all hearts on deck and that if something isn't done soon, it could cause some nonprofits that help the most vulnerable people in San Antonio, they might soon have to close. So I was able to go and stop by a couple of different nonprofits that spoke at a press conference yesterday when they said the conditions have been hard for a lot of organizations since the pandemic. And with an uncertain economy, with inflation and tariffs is bad enough. But when you add a government shutdown on top of that is cause for concerns. Nonprofits get their funding from a lot of different sources, like private donors, but also like state, federal, and local dollars. But they tell me that on top of budget cuts from Washington, D.C. this year, a government shutdown means they could have to gamble on providing services without being reimbursed to pay for everything that they've done. That's why a group of hundreds of nonprofits are trying a new initiative called All Hearts on Deck, asking for help from the public and the city because they say this isn't charity, it's an investment.
As a nonprofit, we are an important part of our city and county's ecosystem. Every dollar invested in a nonprofit yields $11 in return. 87,000 San Antonians and Bexar Countyans are employed by nonprofits. We're a major provider.
Nonprofits say they provide about 1 in 10 jobs here in San Antonio and provide around $13 billion in annual economic impact. Now, when it comes to actually helping out some of these nonprofits, there are 3 things you can keep in mind. They're called the 3 T's. You can donate your time, your talent, or your treasure for funds. If you need any more information on this, we've got it up online at KSAT.com. For now, I'll send it back to y'all. Devin Karp, KSAT 12 News.
All right, Devin, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Flu season, as we transition now, is just getting started, so now might be the time for you to get vaccinated. You have 2 opportunities to roll up your sleeves and get free flu shots, courtesy of University Health and Bexar County. The first one is this Saturday, the 11th, at Dub Ferris Athletic Complex.
And then the next event is going to happen in October the 25th at Gus Stadium, where both events go from 8 a.m. to noon. Adults and kids 6 months and older can get those flu shots. And of course, you need to register before you go. We got all that information at ksatcommunity.com.
All right, coming up on 517 right now. Happy Tuesday to everyone out there. Unfortunately, if you're headed out to the east side of town right now, you're going to be dealing with a little bit of overnight construction, but it looks like our crews are in the process of clearing some of this activity out. I just noticed over the past couple of minutes or so that it looks like they are starting to remove some of the barrels and some of the barricades that were there. This is going to be the northbound lanes of 410 right there at East Houston Street. You see that traffic is already starting to build in that area, but really the cause for concern right now is going to be 410 eastbound traffic. Starcrest over to 35, still dealing with a lot of that construction that's in place from over the weekend. And Again, KSAT reported yesterday that unfortunately this had to extend out to the rest of this morning's commute. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. There's a look at the east side of town. Good morning to all of our folks over there by 1604. And a quick shot here at our citywide map as traffic's starting to move along many parts of our area. The north side of town, not too bad right now, 1604, especially with all the activity we've seen along parts of Blanco Road as well. So let's check in with Alex again to see how things are looking in Drive Cam on this Taco Tuesday morning. Alex, what's up?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. I'm still driving around the northeast side, and just know that if you're coming down 35 south, that exit to 410 west, still closed. And when I was coming in from 410 east, I'll just stay on the access road. Stay on the access road, make your way to Austin Highway, and then from Austin Highway, you can get back on 35, RJ.
Okay, good stuff from Alex, and welcome back, Alex. And Justin, we got a little bit of clouds out there this morning.
Yeah, we do. You're right, RJ, and it's indicative of the fact that we just had more moisture in place. And my hope is that that turns into some showers and some downpours today. Here's a look at the forecast. We'll start off in the low 70s this morning. We'll be up to 77 at 10 o'clock. 83 noontime. We start to bring in a very small rain chance at that point. But a little better shot, I'd say between 2 and 7. That's kind of the window we'll watch for some spotty downpours. It will not be for everyone, but some lucky few will get a chance for some spotty downpours today. 92 will be our high temperature. And as we look at the high temperatures across the state, you got some cooler weather up here in Amarillo and Lubbock. These are the high temperatures at about 4 p.m. this afternoon. So we know that there is a front that is sliding south, and this is the front that will help to stir up some of that rain today. This is 2 o'clock. Some spotty stuff in central Texas, and then we'll get it a little closer to home here around the 5 o'clock hour. So in theory, there could be a little bit of rain around for the evening commute and for dinner time. And then by 8 o'clock, a lot of this would start to die down. This front's going to kind of wash out. It's not going to really be a factor temperature-wise, but it may help to stir up a couple more showers tomorrow, especially south and west of San Antonio. This is 4 p.m. Wednesday. So that's kind of our one window for rain. Beyond that, things get quiet and a lot drier, too. The dew point trend shows that by really Thursday afternoon, but more so Friday, Saturday, and parts of Sunday, we'll see some really dry air, which will lend itself to some cool mornings. We'll see temperatures drift into the mid-60s for lows by Saturday and Sunday. So the weekend, particularly the mornings and the evenings, will feel really good. So that's a nice addition to the forecast. Also, I know we're all kind of waiting on that first big fall front. I've been watching the temperatures up here in Canada, and they are getting colder. Starting to see some teens and 20s. We're still not getting that push of cold air down into the states, but I do think we'll get there. It's probably going to take until late October because as you look at the temperature outlook here through mid-October, we're still trending above average. So through the foreseeable future, and I'd say through at least mid-October, we're going to see high temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. And that certainly is the case here in the 7-day forecast. That chance of rain today, small chance tomorrow, otherwise quiet over the weekend with a high right around 90 in those cool mornings. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning, interesting one. I got to thinking about mountain ranges yesterday. Again, don't ask me why.
No longer space. We're a little bit lower.
Yes. So what's the longest mountain range in the world? It stretches over 40,000 miles.
Oh, Lord.
Is it the Himalayas, the Rocky Mountains, the Andes, or the Mid-Ocean Ridge? You can vote. KSAT.com/poll. Scan the QR code. Let us know what you think.
All right. I think I got this one.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Very good. 521, 76 degrees outside.
Okay, so if you thought you hated morning alarms before, you ain't seen none yet because your iPhone making them even more annoying. Up next, what the alarm app may force you to do instead.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is making it harder for you to blow off your alarm. The new beta version of iOS includes a new slide to stop feature, and that means users must perform a swipe gesture instead of just hitting a button to stop the alarm. Apple may be gauging reaction to it before including it in the next update. Well, next, Instagram is reportedly launching its own awards. The Hollywood reports say that 25 winners will be honored for taking creative chances. They'll get a physical ring and the ability to put a digital replica of the ring on their profile and stories. Winners will be announced October 16th. And finally, a ChatGPT integration with several popular apps. You can connect to apps like Spotify and Canva by referencing them in your conversation inside the chatbot. More apps will be added soon, including Uber and DoorDash. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Morgan Norwood. Make it a great day.
Okay, well, Saturday will be a great day. We hope you'll join us on the 11th at the Rocket La Cantera for Light the Night. Hundreds of lanterns will illuminate the sky to celebrate, honor, and remember people impacted by blood cancers.
And our Daniela Ibarra emceeing the event. We got all the information that you need to know about it at ksatcommunity.com.
All right, 525, 76 degrees outside.
This morning, we've got Texas teachers at over 120 school districts under investigation about what they posted online about the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Up next, we got how many of those complaints are in the San Antonio area.
And next, get to know the people next door. It is National Night Out. We're going to show you how volunteers are making crucial neighborhood connections happen here in San Antonio.
Coming up on 5:30 right now. Again, happy Tuesday, guys. We're at the front half of the week. We're getting through it slowly but surely. And it's a good start of the week.
And the Spurs preseason is underway.
Yep.
It is, yeah. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. I thought great crowd out there for the first time that we get a Chinese basketball team at the Frost Bank Center.
Hey, let's go. Okay, Justin, how we looking? What you got to say about that?
No, I'm just so excited about the season. I know I said they're going to shock the world like every year, but I really mean it this year.
No, I like their chances.
Oh, yeah.
I feel good about it. All right, let's take a look at what's going on at the bus stop this morning. We're expecting temperatures in the low 70s. It'll be mostly cloudy. In fact, we've got a good cloud deck moving in this morning, indication that a lot more moisture is in place, and that could lead to some showers this afternoon. There is a 30% chance of showers after school. Temperature right around 91. If you want to grab the umbrella and stick it in your backpack, maybe not a bad idea, but I don't think we're going to see just a ton of rain. And I don't think that this is going to have a huge impact on after-school practices and things like that, but we will keep an eye on the radar for you this afternoon if indeed that becomes the case. Let me show you the futurecast here, just to give you an idea of what's going to unfold. This is 2 o'clock. Weak frontal boundary starts to move into the hill country, and that's when we may start to see some showers there. And then by, say, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we can see a little bit of activity here around San Antonio, some quick downpours. Could this affect the evening commute? Yes, but again, this will be few and far between. Not everyone is going to get rain. And then by 8 p.m., a lot of this is starting to die down. And we'll have another very small chance coming up tomorrow. We'll discuss that forecast, the weekend forecast, which, as I mentioned, brings some cooler weather, at least in the mornings. That's coming up here in a bit, but let's go back over to Ernie and Jaffe.
This morning, teachers or staff members at more than 120 school districts in Texas under investigation over what they may have shared online about the political assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He was speaking on a college campus in front of thousands of students when he was shot. The Texas Education Agency says that it's received more than 350 complaints about social media posts, and some of those teachers work for 13 school districts in our area. After Kirk's death, TEA Commissioner Mike Morath said that the agency would investigate educators accused of posting inappropriate content related to his death on social media.
Well, staying with schools, Northeast ISD is still waiting for guidance from the Texas Education Agency over its cell phone policy. The state recently passed a law banning students from using phones during class, but they left it up to districts to decide how to enforce it. Northeast ISD currently allows students to use their phones during passing periods, something the TEA says does not go far enough. Parents have pushed back, calling the district's approach common sense, while Superintendent Dr. Sean Micah says he's frustrated with the state's call for a complete ban.
I feel like at this point, we've listened and we've done some things that make some sense. It's unfortunate that while those lawmakers who seem to agree with us had a change of heart, I guess.
The superintendent says that they have sent a 4-page response to the TEA, including an invitation to last night's meeting, but they have not yet heard back. He says the district is in a holding pattern on their policy.
Timer now 5:31. Tonight's the night to get to know your neighbors. It's called National Night Out. Other communities like San Antonio call it Neighbors Together. But the overall goal is to get people in an area connected against crime. Now, I went back to the Westwood Square neighborhood. It was part of our No Way Neighborhood series. And tonight is when neighborhood associations shine. It's just one day, but it's the overall goal is really they have it year round, trying to get neighbors to get involved. Velma Peña, president of the Westwood Square Neighborhood Association, has been working as a volunteer to put the event together for those around her neighborhood. It's what volunteers across our communities are doing today. They have a passion for creating a safe streets for their families, and they say change comes from unity.
And sometimes when it's just one person, it's harder to be heard than when you have the backing of whether it's to fix the streets or to reduce crime.
That is what I preach all the time. When there's a meeting that we have, a neighborhood meeting, I always tell them, to make a difference, we need to, get together as a community.
Okay, so here's what you need to know. There are numerous national night out events happening across our viewing areas. Find the one that is closest to your neighborhood. And to find the nearest NNO event, check in with your neighborhood association, your HOA, local police precinct or fire department, and see where the nearest one is and get out there tonight, guys.
All right, thank you so much, Patty. We got a former director at Texas A&M University, San Antonio, says that he left his role after reporting high-ranking employees for improperly using their school credit cards.
But Daniel Garza says he flagged purchases like technology that had not been pre-approved by IT, high-priced meals, and alcohol. Records uncovered by KSAT Investigate show the school's former provost used his card to charge just booze multiple times.
Started in 1984 with the federal government.
Have you ever seen receipts turned in for alcohol only?
Never. Working for federal government and county government, I've never seen that, ever.
And we got the full investigation in the procurement problems at A&M San Antonio airs tonight on the Night Beat.
5:34 now, so after months of cleanup and repair, part of Kerrville's River Trail is reopening. That area near Louise Hayes Park was hit hard during the July floods. Crews are still working to rebuild. But Monday morning, they opened this stretch of the trail between the Camp Meeting Creek Bridge to the Francisco Lemos Street Bridge. People say this is a sign of progress.
The river trail was great, and it's still great.
There's been a whole lot of work to get it done to this part, and we appreciate it. There's a lot more work to do.
So right now, the trail is only open during daylight, and people should stay on marked paths.
We got to look at your morning headlines right now. Governor Greg Abbott posted last night that hundreds of states' National Guard members were deploying now to help ICE agents and federal officials in different parts of the country. Now, the posted photos showing troops in fatigues, helmets, and shields boarding a military aircraft. Some of the Guard members were to arrive in Illinois last night, where unfortunately ICE agents had been attacked by violent anti-ICE agitators. Earlier in the day, Chicago and state of Illinois leaders sued Trump administration. Lawsuit described plans to move troops into Chicago as, quote, illegal, dangerous, and unconstitutional. A federal judge did not immediately block the deployment, and Trump administration has 2 days to respond to the lawsuit. Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs want the hip-hop mogul sent to a low-security federal prison in New Jersey to serve his 4-year, 2-month prison sentence. They told the judge yesterday that the facility's drug treatment program will help him stay clean. Combs' lawyers wrote a letter urging the judge presiding over his case to strongly recommend that the Federal Bureau of Prisons place Combs at FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey. The judge has not yet acted on the request. And then on Monday, President Donald Trump posted his first official TikTok since being elected. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump directed his comments to young people, saying in Trump fashion, quote, "I saved TikTok, so you owe me big." A White House official said to expect a different cadence in TikTok videos than what is seen on typical White House and Team Trump accounts on other social media platforms. The White House established its official TikTok accounts in August, where the official noted that a personal device is used for the account, as TikTok is banned on federal devices.
All right, coming up on 5:37 right now, let's get you updated on the traffic situation, specifically right here in northeast side of town. Kind of getting a little bit of different views from some of our cameras out here. This is going to be 410 eastbound traffic right here at Austin Highway. You see we have got a full shutdown of all the eastbound main lanes. Again, this work will continue throughout the rest of this morning. So if you're headed out to parts of MacArthur High School, Roosevelt High School, keep that in mind. We are going to be dealing with this ongoing traffic situation. Want to get you out to the maps right now and see if we could take take you out to this shot at Starcrest. Okay, just take my word for it that traffic is still backed up there. And one other spot I want to let you know about, 1604 over by Lookout, Nacogdoches Road. Seeing a little bit of activity there due to a stalled vehicle. Justin, how are we looking?
Thanks, Sarah. We'll go outside with ICAM. It is cloudy this morning and more humid, so temperatures are holding in the mid-70s for right now. We do have some rain chances today, especially in the afternoon. We're going to break it all down for you and get you set for your Tuesday. Coming up.
All right, it is National Taco Day. It's no ordinary Taco Tuesday. That means there will be deals at your favorite place. We're going to show you where you can find the best ones coming up.
Plus, your San Antonio Spurs off to that good start. You can hear what Wemby said about last night's preseason win coming up.
Well, so far the biggest slowdown is going to be on the northeast side with the 410 lanes closed at the I-35 interchange. But I'm still checking out other parts of the city, and I'll have more coming up after the...
This is it. This demolition site could be the future home of a new downtown Spurs arena. So what questions do you have about this huge project? Scan that QR code to let us know. Coming up on Wednesday, I'm taking your questions to Spurs ownership to get you answers.
All right, but before we get there, let's talk about the action on the court as opposed to off it. The Spurs officially tipping off their preseason, taking on a team from China for the first time in the Frostbank Center, and it was all eyes on the big man right there, Victor Wembanyama, who looked pretty good in his first official action since February. Of course, Victor was out with that health scare. He scored 9 points, got 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks. He also ran a few pick and rolls with the Spurs' new big man, Luke Cornett. Look at that guy right there, 7'2", Victor 7'4". Okay, I'm going to start calling this guy the Green Cornet. He scored 16 points, and so did Keldon Johnson, along with Julian Champagny as well. The Spurs take their preseason opener 119-88.
The whole preseason is like a big practice, so and we need to take practice seriously. So we take this game seriously.
Okay, I like it. Here we go. Rookie Carter Bryant scored 15 points. I like what I see from Carter Bryant so far. A lot of hype about Dylan Harper, but Carter Bryant looking pretty good. The Spurs will hit the road next to take on Los Miami Heat coming up tomorrow at 6:30 in South Beach.
Right. Okay. Well, and while you're watching that game tomorrow, well, I guess today is Taco Tuesday. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Because this week's Taco Tuesday is extra special. It is National Taco Day, and many restaurants are celebrating with specials. Taco Cabana is offering multiple deals, including $1 bean and cheese tacos. Taco Palenque will offer quesadilla tacos starting at $2.99. We have a full list of deals right now at KSAT.com. Just search Taco Day.
Favorite taco, go. Favorite taco.
Bacon, egg, potato.
Okay, favorite taco chain.
Beef fajita.
I was going to say chain or taco.
What's your favorite place to get tacos?
I stay true to my Southtown peeps, Tito's.
Okay.
Shout out to them. Tacos
Yeah,
del
well,
Hambre.
Bill Miller's right. It's convenient.
Yeah,
I'm Tacos Los Primos.
Mia's.
It's a taco truck that's beautiful down the
taco
from West
truck. Yeah,
Avenue.
those are really good.
My answer
Beautiful.
for both of those is all of them.
Yeah, there we go. All of the
above.
Well, this morning you can drive, get you some good old breakfast tacos.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't get stuck in traffic.
Definitely, yeah. Definitely want to take advantage of some clear sailing out there in terms of some of the roads. So let's get you updated on the situation out here. We've been kind of focusing on this because, again, got some messages, got some emails about the construction taking place here, 410 at Austin Highway. Unfortunately, this will be in place throughout the rest of the morning. Let's take you out to this map again real quick. This is going to be over Starcrest to I-35. The 410 eastbound main lanes completely shut down there. Real quick, also want to take you out to the northeast side of town. Let's give you a look here. 1604 right there, Nacogdoches Road, FM 2252. We have a stalled vehicle. You see it off to the distance right there under that overpass, and traffic slow going 35 north for the most part. Let's give you a look at our inbound drive times. No major backups at this moment. 29 minutes coming in from Seguin, 31 minutes coming in on Floresville, and the far southeast side 20 if you're coming in on Highway 90. So for the most part, traffic not looking bad. Just keep in mind that Starcrest closure. Okay, let's check in with Alex, see how things are looking on the ground on this Tuesday morning.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. And I'm keeping an eye on that stalled vehicle on the northeast side, but it might be a minor accident because I see 2 vehicles actually in front of that SAPD officer right there. So just know that the right lane is blocked, and that's why we do have some traffic on 1604 west from Nacogdoches Road all the way back to Lookout Road now, RJ.
Okay, good information there. Alex on the ground with the very latest. Now with the latest, Justin Horn.
Thank you, sir. It is a warm morning. We're starting off in the mid-70s, but I want to start here with rain chances. What can you expect today? We do have a small chance for a shower or downpour to pop up. Best odds are going to be between 2 and I'd say roughly 7 o'clock. We'll put in a 30% chance of rain, but even through about 8 o'clock, we could see a stray shower or two. It'll be isolated. But at least we have that chance. And as far as temperatures go, it's still going to be warm. We're thinking 92 here in San Antonio, partly cloudy skies. You'll find some 80s in the hill country, and it will be a little bit warmer as you go further south. 95 in Pleasanton and Floresville today. Here's a look at the futurecast, and I know we've been showing this most of the morning, but this is the best way, I think, to really kind of picture what may happen this afternoon. This is at 2 o'clock, some showers in the hill country, and then by 5 o'clock, we'll see some of those spotty showers here around San Antonio, 4 or 5 o'clock. So conceivably around the drive home, dinner time, there could be a little bit of rain around. Just know that. And then by 8 o'clock, again, most of this is dying down. Now, tomorrow, this front washes out, and it will not have really any impact on temperatures, I don't think. But it will maybe generate a few more showers down to the south and west of San Antonio tomorrow afternoon. This is around 4 o'clock on your Wednesday. And then after that, rain chances go away. Let's go outside for you right now. If you're leaving the house or headed to school, just know it's a little bit warmer this morning than it has been. In fact, we're sitting at 76. That's quite a bit warmer considering we've been in the 60s quite a few mornings now. 75 in New Braunfels, 77 Converse, 66 in Boerne. A little cooler there with light winds. Out in the tropics, we do have a potential system here, Jerry. Again, it's not been named yet, but it is on the verge of getting a name. And the latest computer models continue to want to curve this back out to the Atlantic. So this will be a non-player when it comes to any effects on the East Coast. In fact, this will probably track east of Bermuda. So not a problem. We do have Priscilla, though, still out in the Pacific, and this was just upgraded to a Cat 2. Winds are at 100 miles per hour. It's moving northwest at 10. And the track on this one does take some of this energy and bring it into parts of Arizona, which they could see some heavy rain there, which is great for the desert Southwest. Now, some of this moisture does get pulled north into parts of North Texas and maybe Oklahoma and Kansas. I just don't think we see it here. It doesn't really have a big impact on us other than maybe some cloud cover. So our forecast, 30% chance of rain today, 92, 90 tomorrow, just a 10% chance of rain. We'll go 91 Thursday, partly cloudy, and then we get drier air by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and look what that does to the morning lows. 65 Saturday morning, 65 Sunday morning. When I tell you this weekend's going to be beautiful, I mean it. The afternoons are going to be a little warm, yes, but the mornings, the evenings, you're going to love it. And I know we're still waiting on that big cold front. We're still digging for it through the computer models, but I'm hoping by the end of the month we'll see something. It's just not anytime soon. All right, our Just Ask Justin question this morning has to do with mountain ranges, because why not? What's the longest mountain range in the world, stretching over 40,000 miles? That's a long mountain range. The Himalayas, the Rocky Mountains, the Andes, or the Mid-Ocean Ridge? Right now, Mid-Ocean Ridge getting 3/4 of the vote. You can go to ksat.com/poll, scan the QR code, vote. Don't Google. We like to have fun. Jeff, that means you too.
Hold on, I don't Google. I never Google.
To be fair, you do not. You do not.
It's like getting them wrong sometimes.
It's under the ocean? It could be.
It could be. Mm-hmm. All right, 5:51 right now, 76 outside.
Okay, so just 1 can a day is all it takes to dramatically increase your risk of serious liver disease. Why diet soda might be doing more damage than you think, and a simple swap that could lower your risk. I would like to read this story under protest. Not so good news for soda lovers. A new study suggests that just 1 can of diet soda a day could increase your risk of developing fatty liver disease by up to 60%. Researchers say even regular sugary drinks weren't that far behind, boosting the risk by about 50%. The condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease causes fat to build up in the liver and can lead to cirrhosis or even cancer. Now, the good news is switching to water can lower that risk by as much as 15% compared to diet drinks.
Get you a Topo Chico. It feels the same, healthier.
I hear you. I know.
It's great.
I need to do better.
Okay, moving on to another beverage that a lot of people love to drink on, and we're talking about Starbucks. Get this, they're teaming up with Hello Kitty. Starting November the 6th, Starbucks coffee houses across the U.S. and Canada will start featuring Hello Kitty merchandise that includes plush toys, coffee mugs, and tumblers. Starbucks is also giving a sneak peek at its menu for the holiday season. I always get nervous when it comes down to reading this stuff off, so bear with me. Here we go. I got this one. Peppermint mocha, caramel brulee latte, iced sugar cookie latte, and iced gingerbread chai. Woo, the new menu also be available starting November the 6th. I feel like I'm speaking a different language every time I have to read those.
And Stephanie Cerna will be broke by the time this is over because the two of her favorite things on earth are Hello Kitty and Starbucks.
Exactly. So. Okay, guys, so this situation here, you know, every 15 minutes a baby is born with congenital heart defect, but it's the most common and serious birth defect in the country. This year, the Children's Heart Foundation bringing families together with 33 walks across the nation to raise money for life-saving research.
So here in San Antonio, you can be part of the Congenital Heart Walk presented by University Health on Sunday, October 26th at Morgan's Wonderland Sports Complex. It's a great way to support our community and make a difference. For more information, just go to ksatcommunity.com.
Okay, looking at 556 right now, 76 degrees outside. Next on GMSA, a fifth suspect waking up behind bars in connection to a deadly shooting. And this was of the 14-year-old. What we know about his arrest.
All right, and get you out the door this morning. Alex Gomez is stopped at one scene right here. I know RJ also monitoring the situation along 410 and Starcrest with construction. So much more to get to in the next hour of GMSA on this National Taco Day.